I went up minutes early and I got to set the tablet up. How's that look? Can everybody hear me and everything good? Don't wake me like you seasick. Oh. Who all we got in here already? Hey, Warren. Hey, Midden Hills. Who else we got? Says we got 7. And it's going to be a short live tonight. I'm still not well. Not by a long shot. So, hey, mate, how you doing? So I don't know how long I'll be up. It won't be as long as it usually is. But I've had a little bit of free time. Hey, F&P. I've had a little bit of free time lately. And things ain't doing too good with the world as a whole. It's starting to really concern me. And hey, Black Sheep. Well, I've been sick, Black Sheep. I'm not over it yet. Hey, Brian, how you doing? So we've got a little bit of uncertainty with that. And but you know, food's getting short at the grocery store. I don't even know what the new mandate is. I've already had the advice. So I don't know if I got the doctor, but I'm scared of it and don't know who to believe or nothing else. Hey, Mike, Alex, Geeky, how y'all doing? But food's getting short, noticeably short. Hey, preacher, it's getting noticeably short in the grocery store. You can't buy ammunition. Hunting season came in here this past week, and hey, James, and you cannot buy ammunition, not for nothing you own. I'm lucky that we probably got a lifetime supply now, but you know, you kind of cut out the target practice. Hey, Jason, Swafford, how y'all doing? And on top of all that, with my recent health issues, I don't think I'm gonna be able to do what I do for a living anymore. And it's concerning. I'm not very adaptable. But I think people need to get more serious about what we do. I think there's going to be a time very soon that the ability to grow your own food and kind of look after yourself is going to be a lot more important than it has been in the last few years. And I think people are going to have to get serious about it. And I got an email today from a guy. Hey, Andy, how you doing? Yeah, he was thinking about starting a channel, and I told him to go for it. Anybody that'll put up some good, useful information, I think the world needs it right now. Because I made a mistake getting on Facebook. That's something I want to talk to y'all about. I went on Facebook and went to some of these little homesteading sites and started looking at where people were asking questions and people were giving them answers. And there's enough BS on that thing. If that's your only choice to find out how to do something, you're going to be in a bind. I mean, YouTube's bad enough, but Facebook is horrible. James, it ain't no better than that here. I gave 60. No, I had to get up and get them. I believe I paid $80 for 250 rounds, 22 magnums, and a 500 round brick of 22s. I bought a buddy of mine that's been doing me a lot of favors since I've been sick. I bought him a brick of 22s to thank him because we found some, and they were $50 a brick for Remington Thunderbolts. How you doing? But look, the other season come in, ain't no bird shot they had. And, you know, I need practical ammunition. I don't need I don't need 5.56 and 7.69. I need 22 magnums and 410 slugs and high brass number fours. You know, I need something to hunt with and do predator control and cull livestock. I don't need that to fight the war with, you know. Well, the best life, it won't funny to me. I mean, some of the stuff I saw just won't funny. It was sad. I mean, it was just sad. And there's so many things that just don't work. There's no point in it at all. And I guess they're popular homestead things and people believe in them and you can't convince them any different. It's hey Andy, did I see you when you came in? Well, Mid and Hills, I tell you that there's something there too. Don't grow anything you won't eat. There's a lot of people grow a lot of stuff, and we do. I mean, I grow some stuff that I don't like that that I plant just to give away. Yeah, geeky. I might repost something somebody else puts up every once in a while. Jason said it did 60 meat birds today. That's something else, Jason. Is it takes a lot more than you think it would. Somebody up here, one of the lives, pointed out that it was 1,000 meals a year if you're raising all your own food. You know, I was making the point that it was a big difference between doing this stuff for real and doing a meal a week to put on Facebook. That's what all people do. They put one meal they fixed a week out of their stuff they grew. And there's a big difference between that and really growing what you eat. That's right, preacher. That's exactly right. Uh, the fast stuff's gonna fade quick when it's the real deal. You know, and something else that me and some of the old guys have been talking about. When they were kids, they ate as much out of the river, out of the woods, as they did off the farm. The wild game was a staple. Hey, I was gonna do a gun video. I don't do many gun videos. A lot of people ask me questions about it. That they go down to Walmart and the only thing they have is tactical stuff. They don't have they don't have a hunting firearm or homestead firearm in the store. It's always a tactical shotgun or AR, AK. And while ARs and AKs probably shoot the right bullet, that intermediate cartridge is a good answer on the homestead. The platform's wrong. Because the first thing that'll get you in trouble is the elevated sight. The sight's being so tall above the barrel. You can't kill a hog with that thing. You got that 3 inches high at point blank, he'll mess it up. I see people mess it up all the time. And I think I've said it in the video, the worst thing you can do is shoot a hog wrong. You know, Midney, you're right there too. The weather, it definitely is changing. We've had to do, that's why our hogs are where they're at now, where we had them at got too wet. We're on this blind, this floods, we have to deal with that. Well, 30 or 40% ain't nothing to sneeze at, best life. If everybody could do that, that'd be wonderful. 22 lever action, 440. Well, I'll tell you one, Andy, here you can get away without the 440. Where do you live at? Because we don't have, we have black bear and deer is the biggest thing we got. And that's what I'm saying. 30 or 40% ain't nothing bad, Andy. 20 ain't terrible. But a 22 and a 12 gauge and some sort of high power rifle or intermediate cartridge rifle. Well, I'm kind of the same way, but I love okra. I don't think Darlene's crazy about it. But I tell you something she did do I've always been real proud of. She started picking okra the year we got married. Oh yeah, 444, I'm sure it will. So we don't have salmon, Jason. We got shad and herrings, but they made it illegal to catch herrings now. You can't even catch them on your own property to eat. Well, preacher, that's the way it was here. That's why I was gonna do the video about. Most farms around here had a 14 shotgun, a 22 rifle, and a 12 gauge or 16 gauge shotguns. All the guns they had didn't have a 3. And I kill cows with a 14 shotgun, and I've been talking to a lot of people who said that was traditional. I didn't know that. I just used a 14 slug because it worked good, but I didn't realize that traditionally that's what everybody did. My daddy killed him with a rifle, 22 most of the time. Yeah, Andy B, with me it'd be a 30-30, a 22, and a 12 gauge. That's my 3 favorites. Now 30-30 ain't no good if you talk to these people. That's right, Andy. Well, Andy, around here they used to kill hogs with a 22 short because they didn't want it to penetrate the skull. You wanted to hit them and knock them out. Yeah, 16 gauge is a good gauge, preacher, and I finally figured something out a few years ago. The reason 16 gauges used to be so popular was you could get a 20 gauge load or a 16 gauge load in a 16 gauge shell. And the ones that were loaded to 20 gauge were cheaper. Shotgun shells used to cost by how much powder and lead it ran. 14s used to be the cheapest one they made. And I think that's one of the reasons why everybody had a 14 is they had the cheapest shells. This is back in the old days. But if you had a 16 gauge, depending on which box of shells you bought, it could kick like a 20 or kick like a 12. Man, you got to show me how to shoot them in the ear. We always shoot them in the forehead. Every time I try to see anybody shoot them behind the ear, in the ear, they hit them wrong. I've been told my whole life you could do it, but I've never seen anybody do it. Well, now you can't afford to shoot it, preacher. But like the guy was just talking about reloading, me and he was talking about reloading. If you reload 14s, they're the cheapest ones to reload still. Because there ain't no powder and lead in them. Preacher, can you? We've been talking about that a lot. Well, you can buy 14s that say they'll shoot 45 long Colt. But like when I was a kid, they'd always tell you not to try to shoot a 45 long Colt with a 14, it would blow up. You got to use a slug, black sheep. 410 slug is on a big hog is bad medicine, and on a cow. Yeah, best life. I see it go horribly wrong all the time. We were talking about the last hog killing a neighbor had the other week, and there was one hog that shot 15 times. They just couldn't hit him right. Well, I don't know that, preacher. I don't know that. But when I was a little kid and they bought me my first single shot 410, I was reading the owner's manual on it, because it was the only first gun I ever had. It was mine. And it was one of the warnings in it. Well, I won't never forget it. I got out there. Remember everything right. And it said a 45 long Colt may fit in this firearm, but do not try to fire it, the barrel burst. Hey, Jay. But that might have been a CYA thing for the gun manufacturer. Oh, well, 410, I don't know. 410 is what it is. It's a pretty weak little cartridge, but at 30 feet, it's pretty deadly. With a slug in it, it's just like 45 long Colt, like you're talking about. But what a lot of people don't understand is when you're putting down livestock, especially to eat, over penetration is a big deal. And in the old days, when they were going to eat the brain too, they didn't want the bullet to go through the skull. Well, that's true, Matt. But you know, Matt, we were talking about it around here. Most of the old people here tell you real quick that breakfast used to come out of fish trap. That their daddy would walk down to the creek or the river every morning, and whatever was in the fish traps, what they have for breakfast. And that's a pretty common story. Ooh, well, he's a cop, though, ain't he, preacher? I got an old Winchester 1200 I gave $100 for when I was 14 years old. And I thought that was a bunch of money. Because it ends up in the meat, Sage and Stone. When you shoot them in between the eyes, it'll go down their neck and end, and end up back in their shoulders. And and then you can't always find it all. It'll disintegrate. Most of the time that bullet will disintegrate. And then you got all these little pieces of lead in the meat. Oh yeah, 22 Magnum will do about anything, Jay, but it will over penetrate. Well, Sage and Stone, we were talking about this. We've been on hog kill. It's hog kill. It's getting to be time to get you killing pigs. And say this is the pig's head. I don't know how I can make this work. Let's say this is the pig's head. This is his forehead. This is his snout coming down, the ears up here. Well, the way you can do it and be sure you don't get over penetration, this is what I used to do, is you step up on the fence and shoot him like this, where it comes out the bottom. Then you're guaranteed no over penetration. And with a cow, you can get the angle right. You can get down on one knee on a cow and where it'll come out the back. There's a way you can do it. I don't know about shooting them from the back, Sage and Stone. Hey, Kaleidoscope. Well, B-Bird, if you're careful, they're not that bad. But you need to pay attention when you're reloading. And Sage and Stone, shooting a goat is different. Send me an email. We'll talk about shooting a goat. I've heard that. Well, that will do that. I've shot deer with them and shot them in the forehead and had it come out the shoulder. That way. I've had them bounce around, come back out their neck. When they go to hitting bone, they do anything. Goats are different because they got them horns on the top. And it takes something to kill a goat. You need a 22 Magnum to kill a goat. I'll shot a bunch of them with a Rev 22 and they shake it off. And you shake it off. And that'll mess with you. But I tell you what a 22 will do, preacher, it'll feed you. If you got a 22 rifle, you can feed your family. And most people can afford to shoot it. And the biggest mistake I see all these preppers make is they got all these guns and all these bullets, but they don't never shoot. They don't know how to shoot. They can't hit nothing. I will, man, but I ain't never seen it work. That's right, Midnose. You draw a line from ear to eye. That's the same thing with everything, except a goat. If you draw a line from ear to eye with a goat, you don't hit him low. Matt, my cousin's tried ears behind the ear shots. He went to Texas, and that's how they do it in Texas. And he come home and tried it, and he shot 3. Hit every one of them wrong. I had to shoot them again. I ain't saying it don't work, and I've heard tell of it a lot, but I've never seen it. Apparently, we don't know where to put it. Oh, preacher, got your double wide in. I'm glad to hear that. Well, when they gonna get that in for you? Straight through the middle of the ear, so right down the ear hole. Like they used to talk about them mafia guys doing it in the movies. Oh, yeah, well, it might be all right, Jay. I don't have a lot of a lot of experience with the cold, but I would think if you had a building to put her in, a couple of heat lamps, they'd probably be fine. But you know, our idea of cold's 30 degrees. But I will say I raise more pigs. I'll have better luck raising a litter of pigs in the winter than I will in the summer. I won't lose any. I won't lose a single pig in the winter. If it's cold at all, anything under 50 degrees, they'll all go get her that heat lamp, get away from mama. She won't mash any of them. Jay, I can't tell we run them. I imagine they are, preacher. I shot 2 or 3 like you were killing a hog. Traveling Mark. You know, they walk right, well, you know, here we hunt in the woods a lot. They'll walk right under the deer stand. I've held a rifle straight down. Had the gun barrel about that far from them. Talking about hogs, B-bird. Jay, I'm serious. We can't tell if we had a heat lamp plugged in or not. But we have electric heat. And I've got a shop hooked to my same meter. Geeky, I missed something. B-bird, I'll see people to cut up, jam them up in the corner. Mid Hills, that ain't terrible. It's that Berkshire. Berkshire's grow slow now. I always remember that. I wouldn't be too mad about that. A pound and a half a day, or well, you said 1.2 pounds a day. How much are you feeding them? You might step the feed up on them if you got them on the feeder. Well, we're getting a little more popular, Jay, man. If I could make some more videos, I would be. I'm sorry if I missed your comment. I didn't mean to, but I can't back up on this thing. Now I'm gonna try it. We were gonna buy a camera. I ain't in this for the money, preacher. It's probably a good thing. But since we are monetized now and they are paying me a little something, I'm gonna reinvest that money. Oh, a pet raccoon's pretty cool, geeky. I used to have one of them. I had a pet raccoon and I've had a pet possum. But a raccoon was way better than a possum. But both of those are illegal to have here, so I didn't hear me say that. It's 20 years ago anyway. Hey, Little Creek, how are you doing? I mean, that's something else I've been meaning to ask everybody. I need recommendations on a camera, not a GoPro. Well, that's enough feeding, Midden. Well, I haven't even looked at a kaleidoscope. I don't even know how many I got right now. Hey, Believe on the Cross. Them bursts are growing a little slow on you, Mid in the Hills. I know you heard me kind of bad mouthing before. Well, now I tell you, I have fixed some tractors for some people, J-Man. I've fixed some tractors and I've set up some hog farms. I really have. I think I've probably set up 35 or 40 hog farms now. Oh, we're at 4,180. And I fixed some tractors. I fixed one the other day in Arizona on FaceTime. The man said he had 5 different people work on it and couldn't fix it. And I had it fixed in 5 minutes on FaceTime. Told him right where the problem was at. A JVC hard drive video camera. Fuel line was stopped up right where it goes into the fuel filter. It was on the return side, and if fuel can't come out, it won't go in. And, oh, well, we're glad to have you, Believe. We tried to do a little Christian Homestead fellowship. We try to steer clear of politics and a few other things. I fear we hear that too much already, and we talk about it in here. Okay, well I am too, believe. We're down in we're coastal, central coastal. Was it one of y'all already feeding? So we oh, good. Okay. Well, we glad to have you. Let me write that down. JVC. I ain't got there, ain't man. Well, it's good to meet you, Tony. Um, well, that's what we're doing is the smartphone. And we've actually got a separate smartphone that does have a plan on it we've been trying to use, and it's kind of not doing right. I don't know what's wrong with it, but it just won't quite do right. Hey, J Dog's Homestead. Is this? I used to have somebody named J Dog. Is this the same one with a new channel, or I can't see the little picture? Oh, $500. Well, we got to do something with the $500. We don't make that much off of YouTube in 4 years. Well, Sage and Stone, we don't have sense enough to work it, I reckon. We're glad to have you back, J-Dog. Couldn't get it to download. You know, we need, I don't know how to word it. We're not tech savvy enough to have a YouTube channel. Kids got in here and messed with this one. Bobby's kids got in here and messed with it. We never could get it where you could film and download. I mean, we just couldn't make it work. And this tablet does a really good, clear video with good sound. With no microphone, does good sound, but it's like a kung fu movie. The sound and my mouth movement is off about 4 seconds. And if that's a way to make that not happen, we ain't figured that out yet either. That's not what trying to edit or anything. It just records with a 2 or 3, 4 second delay. And like I said, we're just not smart enough to. Mitten Hills, I've never tried it, but I know I've got several friends that swear by it. But I would tell you on a cow, it used to kind of would give you a rough guideline. It would be within 100 pounds. Oh, well, I'm glad to hear that, J-Dog. Yeah, I need them. Well, I don't know if the mic would do away with the delay or not. I'm not sure. See, I don't know what I'm doing. Well, we're glad to have you, believe. And of course, you know, I got some other issues. I'm feeling the labor crunch. You can't hire anybody to help you. We're thinking about asking for some interns. Why not, right? Or an apprentice. It was good to meet you too, believe. Mountain Mac, we do it both ways. I feed the breeding stock with a bucket. I feed anything I'm trying to top out on a feeder. I have topped them out on a bucket. There's pros and cons both ways. Just depends on how you want to do it. If you've got time to feed them 3 times a day, they'll grow just as fast on a bucket, maybe faster, because they get hungry in between getting fed and they overeat. On a feeder is a little more convenient. The one thing I will say about automatic feeder and automatic water, it make you not go around your hogs, and that can lead to problems. So, yes, long story short, it's really not much. If you got time to feed them, but you got to be home to feed them. Now, just feed them once a day, the feeder's better. If you can only feed them 1 time a day, they won't grow as fast. Oh, she's all right, preacher. Well, J Dog, she's in the living room, I reckon. She didn't want to be up here tonight. we've been under a lot of stress here lately. Got a lot of kind of bad stuff going on. Everybody talks about how bad 2020 was. 2020 won't nothing. I trade several 2020s for 2021. But now that I think we got about everybody in here that's gonna be in here, I know most of you don't know what's going on. I know the preacher does, but I've got some serious health issues, very serious, and we're having a little. I'm in a weird situation. I feel the best I felt, and I didn't realize how sick I was. I had a suspicion I was sick, but I didn't realize I was sick as I was. How bad off it really was, and so we've got that to deal with. And I'm far from out of the woods, but I feel great. But I'm under doctor's orders not to do nothing. I'm on a light duty. I'm on no duty, and it's about to run me. I mean, yeah, I feel better than I felt in a long time. You'd be amazed what your heartbeat will do for you. And all this time I've been thinking I had lung problems when I didn't have lung problems. I had heart trouble, and I don't have any blockages. I don't have any hardened arteries. I don't have any cholesterol problems. Uh, just got a genetic that nobody could catch apparently, and I almost died. That's when I finally went to the emergency room when I was just about dead. I mean, knocking on the door. But I feel great, but I can't do nothing. I got all these wires running in my heart, and I could pull one of them out, and I'm totally dependent on this thing. So if I pull a wire out, I'm done. Fall right straight down dead. And they've got me paranoid to do anything. And I can't be around welders, and I can't be around generators, and I can't be around alternators, and I can't do this, and I can't do that. So I don't know what I'm going to make a living. Supraventricular tachycardia. I think I know, but I think I got the idea there. Thank you, preacher. Mid in the hills. But what happened to me, I don't know what you call it, but you got an electrical signal that makes your heart beat. Mine just quit. The little signal that makes my heartbeat just stop. Said, we're done, we're through, adios. And my heart rate went into limp mode about 20 beats a minute. And was doing that for about a week before I finally went to the doctor. I didn't know what ailed me. I thought I had that mess in me. I do, I feel great, but until I don't, I can overdo it a little bit, and all of a sudden I don't feel great anymore. Okay, man, Hill. See, I had the other problem. I wouldn't beat it off. Mine got down to 28, 30 beats a minute. I don't think we need anything. Yeah, sage and stone, but I'm dependent on it. You know, where some people have it just to regulate their heartbeat. I have to have it for mine to beat it off. So short it out or something, get around a magnetic field. Um, I'm done. And they've stressed that to me a lot. I've got a little thing on a cell phone I have to carry with me that monitors it. And if I do something I'm not supposed to do, they'll call me. Well, that's why I was saying sage and stone. A lot of people have them just to keep the beat regular, but mine has to have it to beat it off. I don't know how to explain that. No, I didn't get the vaccine, but I did have the crap. Probably twice, they said. And that's what they were blaming all my problems on. Well, that's what this is genetics, Wofford. the only shirts I got, best life. I ain't got nothing but uniforms. No, I'm still doing a little bit. Like today, and I don't know what it is, I'll tell you the truth. Grease will jump on me. I've got a bunch of really nice clothes that I can't wear. In fact, anybody in North Carolina, if you know anybody wears 46, 32 pants, I wear. This year I went from a 46 to 38, so I've got a bunch of brand new 46 pants I can't wear. But we got a rye planted today, and I was going to get some cow fence put up if I get anybody to help me do it. Geeky, they didn't have to shut mine off. It did it on its own. But yeah. I understand what you're saying. We've talked to him, but I don't know. I mean, this is all new to me. My brother had one just like it. I wish I'd have talked to him about it. But, he passed away a few months ago from COVID. So I couldn't talk. I could talk to him and find out exactly what I was dealing with, but like I said, it's genetic. You'd always told you the men in my family die about my age, and we figured out why now. Their heart just quit. And if you listen to old family stories, what happened to Granddaddy? We don't know. He got where he's having trouble breathing. He's out there chopping the back one day and fell out dead. That's right. I have no had to rescue me and Hills, and I appreciate it. Y'all pray for me as much as you can. And I reckon I'm gonna have to learn how to play a guitar or something, start singing for a living or something, because it sure can't work. I did Kaleidoscope. I've been talking to her a lot, but she can't tell me but so much. But she looked after him, so she knows a whole lot about it. And I really think maybe the biggest issue I'm gonna have is the battery's gonna go dead quick. Because the more it works, they told me that like if you had one just making your heart beat right, it would last 5 years. If it was like mine, and it was having to make your heart beat all the time, it might last 2.5. If the leads were okay, all I had to do was go there and hook the temporary one up and switch it out. I don't think the actual box deal is that big of a problem. I think it might be the fact that I'm a bad diabetic and I've got congestive heart on top of it, and my heart muscle's damaged because it took them too long to catch it, and all this other stuff's going to do me in. Stress. They said stress was a big part of it too. So we'll just have to hide and watch. I think you're right about that, Matt. Enter a beauty contest. Well, I ain't going to win that thing. I could put Darlene in one, but I ain't going to win there. I could go for Mr. Universe, though. Man, I don't know what's going on, but how what my daddy used to say, I don't know what's wrong, but I know something ain't right. I don't know you ain't believe nothing you hear. Not none of it. And I'm like you, dog in cahoots. Hey, Blake and Amy. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, Chippendale preacher. That's why I'd be a Chippendale. They give me money to put my clothes back on. It might make a good living at it. That's what I can do with the singing. I can give them to pay me to shut up. But I will tell you this, I don't think I'm going to make up my lost income farming. I don't believe it will anyway. Come here and say hello to everybody, baby. Everybody's asked where you at. We ain't going to be up about 25 more minutes.
Hey, everybody. He hasn't been feeling so hot lately. He ever does it all the time. So, huh, waving back. I've been watching the comments on the phone. I look like crap, y'all. Sorry. Hey, Geeky. Minden Hills, J Dog, Swafford Homestead, Warren, Country Homestead Preacher. Trying to hit everybody. Farrowtist. Farrowtist. Huh. How's everybody doing? Y'all having a good time? Huh. For your underdoes it. Well, he never does it all the time. He's been pushing. Thank you, little creep. Um, he's been pushing himself. Tell Wendy I said hey and kiss the babies. An old man Chippendale dancing troupe.
I told you.
Make it rain food stamps. Well, at least you get fed, huh?
We ain't gonna starve to death.
No, we got food.
We might be in the dark, but we ain't gonna starve to death.
We got plenty of food.
Who opened the shop door?
Shop doors open?
Oh. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know who.
You sure you didn't do it?
I know I didn't do it.
Well, we know I'm too short. I've been
I
trying.
can't pick it up. It's more than 8 pounds.
Well, I tried to open the shop door the other day and it kept falling back on my head because I wasn't tall enough to push it up where it catch. I'm short. Hold on a minute, let me peek. I gotta look out the window and see what's going on out there. Don't you go out that door. Well, he turned the shop lights off and shut the door. I guess he didn't see anything. That was kind of creepy. Don't know what happened there. Distilled water, huh? Very clean taste. I might try that. Distilled water. Oh, come on, J-Dog. Don't mess up dreams. What in the world? What did you see?
I knew I hadn't opened that shop door.
And,
I
well,
was going to come in the house.
I didn't think it was open when I looked out earlier either.
It won't.
They're talking about your and Country Homestead Preachers Chippendales for food stamps now. And they're going, well, are they digital? But that's okay, they can throw you the card.
Well, I'll tell you, preacher, we might make a good living because I believe they pay us to put them back home.
Oh, that's that Blake. You said right a while ago, Blake, Amy and Blake.
Mm-hmm.
They said that they love the show, have watched many episodes, doing a great job, inspire us to go out and buy 2 pigs last month. We're enjoying the journey. Kaleidoscope was saying that she drinks distilled water when she doesn't have her filter thing, and then I might want to try that. I don't think I've ever had distilled water before. Not really to drink. You buy it to put in the truck
Usually cut
sometimes.
liquor with.
I don't know about that.
Uh,
But anyway, yeah, our water does have a taste.
Our water is delicious, but that county water ain't fit to drink.
Well, he drinks water from the well. And he likes that. Which he grew up on that. I drink the water in the house, and it's county water, and it does have a
Tastes like
taste.
Clorox.
I don't know about Clorox, but it has
Tastes
taste.
exactly like Clorox. Smells
Kiki
like
he only drinks from the Berkeley water, and it has no taste. Yeah. Yeah, we were talking about that last time.
I drank that spigot out there by the pump house.
Yeah, I would speak it. Little Creek likes a little lemon in theirs. Matt said you need to get a mobile meat license and sausage by the pound, and they're doing pretty good with it in Georgia.
Well, we sell it by the pound anyway, but we got to do it a little different than doing it, man.
Preacher said they filter their county water through Berkeley, and it has no taste. So we need to get a Berkeley.
Back to the well.
But we still
to the well.
Need a filter for the well. Filter.
We don't need a filter for the well.
Yeah.
The well water's fine. But we're doing away with this Clorox. I done talked to Wesley. When we get a new pump,
it's awfully handy when the hurricanes come through with
so
power.
10 kW generator.
How much is the?
I done told the man I buy the thing.
10 kW generators are expensive, y'all.
No, it ain't $200.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought you said they were like 10,000 last time
They
you
are.
checked them. Wow, that's
But
a
I
big
bought
difference.
one for $200.
Oh, you got a deal then, huh?
I gotta go tear the building down and get it out of it. But
Oh, there's a catch. Kaleidoscope says she has one at each of her properties and carries one when she travels.
Generator or what?
Filter. Hey, Black Sheep, how you doing?
Well, one thing I do want to warn y'all about, and I discovered the hard way. It takes
You catch me in the bikini. Sorry.
Do what?
There's too much of me for a bikini. We need like 4 of them to cover. Black Sheep said that we're true ranchers, not like these fake people out there spreading misinformation, having their wives in bikinis to get views. I'm like, you don't have to.
That's something I say, don't.
Yeah.
It's amazing what a girl. We thought about getting us one, Black Sheep.
No.
Yeah, I could get me a girl in a bikini, and I could make enough money off
Yeah, not this girl, but it's good to see y'all too. Warren, oh wait a minute. Country Homestead Preacher is going. Gotta go. Love you dearly.
Preacher. We ain't gonna be up much longer.
Minden Hill says this is the best show for real helpful information. You cannot find real life YouTube tell it as it is. Chris and Darlene, a real deal.
Thank you.
Could be a
Thank you. I think that was a big compliment.
Top YouTube show.
Well, people don't buy us. You know they don't buy us if we don't tell that fairy tale. They can't stand it.
The Best Life said they have the poor man's Berkeley, buy the filters and put them in a 5-gallon bucket. J-Dog said, you gonna get you a bikini? He said, Chris gonna get him a bikini?
Ain't nobody gonna watch that mess. I tell you what, though, if I keep losing weight, I might pull it off.
Yeah. He's all slim and trim. They said that he lost too much weight too fast.
I did.
Kiki said that we should be a top show.
Well, Kiki, me and you talked a lot, brother. We don't sell that fairy tale. They don't like it. Mm-hmm. They don't like people to tell you the truth. We got a man, you know, used to tell everybody the truth, they didn't like him. You know, I mean, that's a common problem. If you ain't selling the right kind of BS, they don't want to hear it. We were talking about Facebook a while ago. I'm telling you, I lost my faith in humanity on Facebook. I couldn't believe some of the mess they were telling.
Oh, Hal Porter said that hopes things start looking up for y'all. Don't drink distilled long. It will strip the minerals from your body. Don't need that. Well water's really good. He's a water plant operator.
Okay.
Geeky says that he grew up in Daytona Beach and he can tell you there's no real bikinis on YouTube.
What's a real bikini look like?
I don't know. Probably not much.
I don't
Black
know.
Sheep says Facebook is the devil.
Well, it's just good gracious. What? I see people that are asking legitimate, of course, there's people asking stupid questions too. But I see some people that are asking legitimate questions and get some of the most off the wall, ignorant, foolish answers. And if anybody gets up there and tells them, something's pretty much true, they'll all jump on them. They don't know what they're talking about.
Okay, I got two for you. First, I'm gonna go with Geeky's because it doesn't. You don't have to respond yet. Real bikinis leave nothing to the imagination. That's Geeky.
Well, I ain't never seen one then. But I've got a lot of imagination.
And then Blake and Amy said one more thing. They would like to extend their pig pen into the woods. Do you think electric barbed wire fence would be suitable if the highway is very close?
That's a tough question. Honestly, no.
Prelude Recycle Paradise said that they'd pay to see Chris not in a bikini.
All right, send the money on her. I'll put one on next video. I'll call you bluff. The problem with an electric fence is it works great till it don't work. And you never know when it's going to quit working or they're going to slip out of it. A deer's going to tear it down. They're going to get out. Especially close to the highway. Try to have a physical barrier and the electric fence, like in a hog wire fence or net wire fence, the electric fence is doing all the work anyway.
You back here?
Yeah, I come. But the electric fence is what's really keeping them in. The net wire is just like a mental barrier, like a psychological barrier. But you need it. You need that safety. You need the fact that the net wire fence is there, so the hot fence shorts out. They're not going to run right through it. But the truth is, you put them in just a hot wire fence, they ain't going to stay in that either. You got to have both. You got to have hot wire and the hot wire. I grew up with just thank you, Prelude. Hey, Piney Woods. Dobbersville. Like Dobbersville down the road from me.
Hey, wait a minute, who's that?
Piney Woods Homestead.
Oh, is that the guy that moved to Virginia? He was there and then he moved away? Or is he living in Dobbersville?
Well, Little Creek, you're lucky. And it ain't gonna what's the old joke around here about pig? We do it, and I do it too myself. I'm not gonna lie to you. If I'm gonna have pigs somewhere like in a garden, I'm gonna turn them into a garden and hog it down or a cornfield. We'll still put up one strand of electric wire 14 inches off the ground. But I'm not gonna leave them out there overnight. I'm only gonna leave them out there when we're here. Because it can fail and fail miserably. If the pig's not broken to an electric fence, they ain't gonna stay in it 10 minutes. They're gonna run right through it. And that's right, Jay Dog. They test it. They can tell when it ain't on. I don't know. We've often wondered they can tell when it ain't on. You cut it off to work on it, and they'll know it ain't on to get out. They can smell it, sense it. I appreciate that, Laura. But I think everything's gonna be fine. I'll either get well or die, one or the other. I ain't got two choices. And there's so many things that short that fence out. They can root dirt on it.
We have we've talked to him.
Okay.
We've talked to him before.
Well, like I said, Little Creek, I'm just gonna be blunt with you. You're lucky. And there's a lot of people do that. I mean, there's people that are that lucky that they never have trouble with hogs and one strand of wire. But then you end up what they call everybody else got what they call Sunday pigs. And that's when you walk out of the house on Sunday.
Hmm.
Okay, black sheep.
Um, we have our boar. He hits that wire every day when we go to
Oh,
feed.
what's the best one? The sow that pushes the other sow into it to see if it's working.
Oh yeah, she's mean. She's the one I called a hussy. That's her name actually. I named her that because she's so mean.
She'll knock the other sow into it to see if it's working. And does it on purpose too.
That sounds like her. She pushed a house in it last week, shorted it out. That sounds like ours.
Yeah, mid and hills, they know when it's off. And the truth is, one strand or six strands works just as good. One strand, if it ain't shorted out, will keep them in just as good. Nose high. You need nose high to whatever size pig you got. And I know a lot of people, I know in the old days, see, and some of it too depends on how big of a deal it is if your pigs get out. See, 40 years ago, if your pigs got out, neighbors went and helped you get them in. Now your pigs get out, they call the sheriff and he comes there and shoots them. That's the
Oh,
big difference. You know.
tell him happy birthday. 36.
Happy birthday, Black Sheep. Happy birthday, Nesto. You want to sing happy birthday to him?
Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Ernesto. Happy birthday to you. See, I sung
Happy birthday.
not
Hey,
very well, but I sung.
email me your address. But yeah, me and Hills, I don't trust them in just a vector if I'm not around. Like I said, I'll do it around the garden, around the pea patch or something. And when I'm here, I'll turn them out. I turn out your chickens. I'll turn them out in the hot wire and put them back in the pen at night. But not if I'm not here. Well, that's what we do, pigging it on our little pigs. They're in a good.
Well, you are now online famous.
Well, we look out for our viewers, Black Sheep. You should know that by now. Um, you checking one of them little meters, J Dog? You ain't. I've got one of them somewhere. I ain't never used it. We do the spark test.
Yeah.
If it'll jump a quarter inch, we got it. But our fence charge is bad. Uh, it does 1,500 miles of fence and it's been souped up. It's putting out the legal. So our stuff ain't got to touch it. They just got to get close to it.
Yeah, the boar does quite often. He sticks his nose to it. I don't think he likes it.
Well, I'll put it to you like this: I can hear it get them, and I'm about deaf.
I can feel it. If I'm standing close enough, I can feel the charge when it pops them.
Well, say I'm over here, that hog pen over there, the ones that got a wire around the bottom, I can hear it pop them. I can go, you know. Oh, Charger has a built-in meter. Mine don't.
Well, yours is.
Well, I got a funny story about my fence charger. Years ago, I worked a public job, and my daddy called me and said, fence charger quit, lightning struck. And I had a charge account at the farm store. It was back when I had them things, to write it down in a little book, give you a little carbon copy, tell you how long ago it was. And I told my daddy, which you never did this, you never sent daddy to buy nothing, not charging you. And I sent daddy to, hold on in heels. I'm sorry. Are you okay? Sent my daddy to the farm store to get me a fence charger. What kind do you want me to get? You want them $19 cheap ones? Won't keep nothing but a mule. At the time, everything else was in hog panels or cow panels.
What? How? I don't want to. Maybe I don't want to know. How did they get hit with that kind of voltage?
I'm not sure. You'll have to ask him. I want her. But he come back with a $400 fence charger. It was the most expensive one they had in the store. But I'm gonna tell you, he might be 30 years old. Um, but it ain't never quit. Lightning ain't hurt it. It's got a circuit breaker in it. It'll kick out of lightning. It was been well worth it. I showed my tail pretty bad when he told me how much it was, but it's been worth it. And something, it did give trouble one time. They had to put a little circuit board in it, and I got them to turn the amps up on it. Oh, and J Dog, something everybody needs to remember: when it says it does X number of miles of fence, that's one string. So when you put your fence up, you got to keep track of how many half-mile spools you put up, and that's how much fence charge you need.
Yeah, because when you start layering it,
Best Life Daddy didn't unless he was paying for it. If he was paying for it, we'd have got that $20. That's right. You still got to have the physical barrier. It don't matter how hot that fence is, because mine's deadly. Mine kills snakes and possums if a snake tries to crawl across it, it'll kill him.
Oh. Warren, I'm sure it did hurt. You just got knocked out so fast. That's sad.
Because mine's dangerous. It might kill me now with this problem I got. I asked him about that. The doctor said he'd never been asked that question before.
Yeah, definitely don't walk up and grab it.
Well, everybody here has a healthy respect for it. And we did have to call the ambulance on somebody one day that made their heart start beating funny. So, I mean, I forgot about that. That boy named Goat, remember it made his heart go to beat? He couldn't catch his breath, man. Well, a 30-mile charger is probably a plenty. I said, you got pro dog clippers. Warren got on the other fence too. Sounds like I missed your comment. And something else too, I tell you, I don't know the difference between AC and DC on a fence charger. I've actually got 4 or 5 extra ones that somebody gave me the other day that worked fine. So I've got more than I've ever got a lifetime supply. But I don't know the difference between AC and I know the difference between AC and DC, but I don't know the difference in relation to a fence charger. I will tell you that some fence chargers have to have a ground wire below. You have to run a hot and a ground on the actual fence or they won't work right.
I don't know if they remember Daisy, but those pro clippers might be good because Daisy used to burn a pair of clippers every time we clipped her.
Well, that's why we bought cheap clippers. Matt, if it works, I mean.
That's why I said they might be good.
Oh, Warren said he used to volunteer at the horse rescue. Just add the amount of wire together because it really, like I said, how hot it is. I mean, you want it good and hot, but it don't have to be devastating. Mine's overkill, but the reason mine's overkill is we got this fence through the woods back here and on this ditch bank where it grows up. And when we used to be organic, I won't spray and had to do everything with a bush axe, and it would get weedy. And we wanted something that would do like a weed chopper. Basically, what I did was had mine turn into a weed chopper that would cut the weeds off instead of shorting out. Well, that's why I know that kaleidoscope, but I don't know what the difference is as far as the actual electrifying the fence. And like all the old chargers gave you in amps, now they give it to you in joules. And my charger says it's 9 amps. And then beside it, it's X'd out and it's engraved in it. One of them engravers that it's 12.5 amps now. And then people tell you anything over 5 amps will kill you. That's right, Midden. That's right. Ground to panel. Well, that's what we did. I drove a ground rod in the ground and made sure the panels were growing. They claim it does, Matt, but I don't. Not enough to tell a difference. They claim every time you put it together, and I crimp and wrap. I put the crimps and wrap it, and we use smooth wire in the corners to jump it around. I mean, it's still good and hot. It probably does. You know, the longer the wire is, you're gonna lose some. There's a lot of things that affect it, but as far as actually telling a real
What's he
difference,
done?
you're good, you.
Hey,
Yeah,
give me
that's
my
right, Gigi.
shoes.
But amps is what bites you too. The amps is what bite. That's what makes that.
My shoes.
Hey, Gordon, how you doing? So I don't understand all the technical stuff. I know you put 3 ground rods in a triangle, ground ain't the wettest place you got. Run that to the ground side of the fence charger. Some chargers you got to run a ground wire in between 2 hots, and you got to ground it back to them same ground stalls or another ground stall. Or if you use a T-post, I think you can just attach that wire with the clips to the T-post, and all the T-post around it will ground it. But I do know if you got one that ain't working, like goats especially, they won't make a good contact with the ground. Um, you know, it might be possible best life, but I've never. I mean, we can get pretty dry here, and if it was, I mean, yeah, it could, it sure could. If it was arcing out against something, it's a spark. But like goats, this is one of the tips, for putting goats in the electric fence, that ground wire. You go hot, ground hot. And see, a goat's feet are so dry, it's real dry. He's talking about a real dry area. They won't make contact with the ground. So you got to have that wire for them to touch and the hot wire, they touch at the same time. They're shocking.
Stay away from my shoes.
Okay, Kaleidoscope.
Stop.
Yeah, Piney Woods. That's
Stop.
But that's exactly what you're supposed to do, Piney Woods. I run 8 foots, but that's just because that's what they sell here. But you're supposed to run 3 in the wettest, lowest area you got. But if you're on dry sand like we are, like I said, sometimes you need the ground too. And our wire fence, like he was talking about, access to ground, was just dug into the dirt or in the ground a little bit, and hogs have rooted dirt on it. It's touching the ground, so this ground is so they touch the woven wire and the hot fence at the same time. They're in for a good joke. Panels the same way. And with the panels are holding them in. The other wires keep them going over the top. As we've established, pigs will jump these climb. So like on these sows, they don't have a wire they can actually hit unless they step up on the fence. Or my biggest sows can walk up. They're big enough that their nose will go over a hog panel. So they can go over the panel and touch it with their nose without standing up. All the smaller stuff has to step up on the fence. And we even had to put a hot wire right on top of cow panels because the boar climb a cow panel. And jump it. We had one that jumped it, clean with it. Well, Piney Woods, we did have somebody here. We had to call the ambulance too. Well, that's something we might need to investigate a little bit because I was scraped by that ACDC on the Chargers. I didn't know till the other day that it made a difference. That one was AC and one was DC. And I thought it meant that you ran one of them off a battery and you plugged one of them into the wall. But they both got plugs on them. And I understand what you're saying about one runs into, because you use stranded wire with cars and solid wire with houses for the most part. But I'm still not exactly sure what the difference would be on the charger. I guess one of them's made from maybe braided wire that hold. I don't know. I'll probably Google it. We could probably Google it. But we said we were going to jump off here at 10:30, and I can't do like I used to. I got to go to bed on time nowadays. But I'm gonna give everybody a few minutes to get through talking and say goodnight to everybody, and we're gonna jump off here. And I appreciate the prayers, and I appreciate everybody being concerned about me, and I hope we help you a little bit. Kind of go there and sign everybody off. I might feel better, but I ain't done nothing for me yet.
Mm-hmm.
They don't feel no good.
Had to go hunting down a dog with my shoe. I told him he can't have my shoe.
What was that nurse said at the hospital? I have a really cool scar.
Uh-huh.
I told her I had plenty of really cool scars. Didn't need another one. I should have got a tattoo. It'd been cheaper.
Probably would have a whole lot cheaper. Hospital bill's gonna be outrageous. Well, y'all have a good weekend. Hopefully we'll see y'all next week.
We're gonna start doing some videos.
And yeah, we'll get some videos up.
Is Geeky still in there?
I don't know. Hold on.
If he is, I'm gonna ask Geeky to do me a favor. I want him to help me figure out exactly what kind of camera we need to buy.
Yes, Geeky is there. More videos. He wants to know about a camera that's affordable and good for us. 5 steps and no tattoos.
Well, I don't have any right now. I might get one on my wrist to give him if you know what I was doing.
Geeky said that he made a living herding electrons by programming computers, so he had to pretend to understand them, but he shot himself a few times. He said it tickles.
Well, the worst thing I ever got hold of is in one of them fence jars, there's a capacitor in it. And I was trying to fix one day, because I ain't got no better sense. And I showed that capacitor. And me and Mike were standing there working on it. And he said, that looks like that thing's in a TV.
Prelude Recycle Paradise wants to do a GoFundMe for us.
Oh. Well, I thought about something like that, but I don't know how comfortable I feel doing it.
Geeky said he'll do some research on affordable cameras and let us know what he finds.
But
Easy to work, too.
remember, we're slow.
Mm-mm.
Tell Prelude if he wants to do that, I'll be okay with it. I appreciate it.
Prelude, email Chris and
I thought about doing that, but I've never done anything like that. Not sure how I feel about it, you know.
if you're still up here.
So I ain't got no insurance. Them doctor bills will be $100,000.
Yeah. Yeah, he was in the hospital, actually in the hospital for 5 days, so.
After they told me they wouldn't put nobody in the hospital because of all that mess going on. They ain't gonna get you in there.
Yeah.
They ain't gonna have no room.
Long story short, they were wrong.
Well, apparently when you die, it makes a difference.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep, easy to work with, easy to upload to YouTube. Yep, Rowan's right. Will you please stop sweeping that thing?
Oh, nobody saw the puppy. You got to put the puppy up there.
Oh.
Before he gets going.
Come here. Samson says, I'll get up here. Come on.
Puppy's getting big.
He's not much of a puppy anymore. He's a big floppy dog. He's a teenager now. Oh, happy birthday, Gordon. We sung happy birthday earlier.
Oh, we got to sing it Gordon too.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Gordon. Happy birthday to you. Yay. He's 52.
Ain't older than that.
That's it. He says he's 52. We need a puppy video.
I thought you were a day
We
over
do. We
65.
need a puppy and Samson video, because Samson gets all hyper and stuff sometimes. He's funny to watch. The puppy's just gawky, and he's at that not so cute
And
stage.
it's weird ears flop on top of his
Yeah,
head. Like
he's got
that.
some floppy ears, but when he gets excited, they stand up and they're kind of broken. They look like broke ears. Hey Jeff, how are you doing? Geeky said he was 52 once. He don't remember it. Come here. Nope. Okay, don't then. He said no. He said no. He don't want to be on camera. No, no.
He don't. Probably didn't hurt him. He's just whining.
Oh, he's a whiny boy. He is. You ought to hear him at night, because we won't let him sleep in the bedroom because he chews shoes. Yes, I have to hunt down my shoes. He'll lay outside the bedroom door and cry all night.
Poor time he ain't running and hitting it hard as he can.
Yeah.
He's figured out if he hits them hard enough, sometimes they come open.
Come up here. Come up here. Don't bite me. Don't bite. He bites too. He thinks it's funny. Stop biting. Come here. You on camera? You see puppy? You see puppy? I don't even know if he's on camera. Okay. I couldn't tell if he's on camera or not.
Anybody have a seizure?
Anybody have a seizure? There he was. He was on camera. Yep. I saw him. He was on camera. Come here.
Said God, he's invented a new game today of running and getting in front of the tractor and laying down.
Oh, that's not going to work out for him. So he might not be here next week. He does that many more times.
Well, I crippled up and had to get off that tractor 40 times a movie.
Stop biting me. Aw, Gordon says his wife's birthday too. They have the same birthday.
Well, you got the same happy birthday to his wife.
No, I don't even know her name. Happy birthday to your wife too. Happy birthday. Chris is getting off of making me sing happy birthday to everybody. He's enjoying that. Quit squeaking the toy. Quit squeaking the toy. Did you hear him growl at me? Because I told him to quit squeaking the toy. Sure, Geeky. We'll take a raccoon. Chris is in there going, do what? Huh? Geeky's got a raccoon that wants to be a kitten that he'll send us to go with our puppy.
Well, I had a pet raccoon when I was young. He was a boy, though. Is that one? He's got a boy.
Is that a boy or a girl?
Boys don't work out for you. They get mean, you got to turn them loose.
My family used to have raccoons as pets.
They what?
Mama's family used to always have raccoons as pets.
Yeah, you can't, a boy get eat on them.
Well, this is before they made it, not so legal.
Yeah, but boys would get mean.
Boys will get mean. They
Yeah,
go through puberty.
mine was a boy, had turned him loose. Possum was a boy, too, had turned him loose.
They go through puberty.
James had a girl, though. She was sweet. She stayed sweet.
He's a boy, and he worries about that when he grows up.
Well, everyone, when I don't let me make it sound like I had a bunch of them, but both of them we had, the boys got evil. Very, very aggressive. But then when you turn them loose, they come back to visit. And when they come back to visit, they wouldn't be in a bad mood. But if you try to keep them, they wouldn't.
They'd have to be able to roam.
Yeah, they got to be able to go do their little boy act.
Stop biting me. He's putting my whole hand in his. She's 3 years younger. They were 27. They were together 27 years, and they stick with her at this stage. And laugh out loud. Don't bite me no more in a minute. His female kittens don't worry about him, but his male kittens don't particularly like him.
Yeah, I can say that. That makes sense.
Why?
The boy kitten's not like him.
Well, I mean, I don't understand. It's not even a cat. I mean, it's...
They don't know that.
Oh.
They know he's a boy.
Oh.
And I bet it might not matter to that raccoon if one of them cats come and feed, he might not care.
But that shouldn't work. It wouldn't work.
I bet it'll fit. I bet he don't care if they have kittens or not.
He's chewing on something. The chair.
Well, we're gonna have to repaint the baseboards anyway.
Yeah, he's chewing on everything. If you take the shoes away from him, he chews on the house. He's got a squeaker toy that he likes, but it's annoying. Extremely annoying.
Our 4,000 subscriber giveaway win.
Oh, we do. We do.
We might do a special live by Wednesday today.
We'll do a short video tomorrow talking about it and then have people tune in later in the week. How'd that work? That work? Better with the devil you know than the devil you don't.
What are you talking about, his wife?
Yeah, he said his parents taught him that.
Yeah, that's the saying here too. Gordon, we might have been gone from Ulster for 275 years. That's where we started out at. Brought most of the same sayings with us.
Good night, Warren. It's good to hear from you.
Go ahead and sign off.
Alright, we're going to get off here too. Y'all have a good night, and we'll see you. Hopefully, we'll put a video up this week. Geeky, if you'll call him tomorrow or whenever you get time. And,
Oh, be sure to tell everybody that's still up there that if I had your phone number, I don't have it anymore.
Oh, we had a phone catastrophe when Chris was in the hospital. I dropped his phone and it broke. So we had to get a new phone, but it wouldn't transfer over his contacts.
They would, they just didn't.
He said they would, but they didn't. But they didn't. They didn't transfer over his contacts. So if he had your number, email him, send him your number again, or just give him a call and tell him who you are so he'll save it. And Blake and Amy said they're interested in some registered old spot pigs because that's the only pure pigs within 3 hours. What do you think about them?
I think they ain't a spotted bull in town.
He said old spot. He didn't say spotted bull in China. He said
Well, they're Gloucesters, ain't
he said they're only pure breed pigs within 3 hours.
Where they at?
Where are they at?
Oh, Louisiana.
It's Blake and Amy.
I think they're I forgot where they're at.
Yeah, they said yeah. So Louisiana.
I've got one. I can show you the difference.
Old spot. Old spot. Okay. So, email Chris.
They're not as big. They don't get as big as some of the other breeds.
Ah.
But that's not necessarily a bad thing. The pigs are top on that one. Supposed to.
Geeky's on it. He's always on it. He's throwing that email up there like crazy.
You gotta love it.
Yeah. Geeky, you don't know what we'd do without you.
We got
They are in Rain, Louisiana, and the pigs are in North Louisiana. How'd you fare that storm? Did it cut through y'all? We didn't hear many people talk about.
Well, be sure to tell them we're trying to figure out how to ship pigs hard as we can. We got
Yeah.
California one.
Well, California is difficult, but Louisiana might be doable because it's not really. I mean, that could be done in a day if you got somebody to drive them.
It can't be Louisiana another day.
You'd be in Louisiana in like 16 hours, I think.
I can't.
Well,
They've been there, man. That was all. You know we're in North Carolina, right?
I do.
I can't be halfway across Texas in 16 hours. I don't think.
Well, it takes pretty big.
Yeah, Louisiana's on the other side of it. You know they don't. No,
No.
it ain't. Is it? No.
No.
Okay, it's from South Mississippi.
Yeah. It's straight down. If you do it right.
You might be there, yeah.
They may be interested. Kiki said California is difficult in a lot of ways.
I got some kinfolk in Louisiana.
Yeah.
I don't know if you tell by our last name or not. I don't know our last name, do you?
It's on your shirt.
Oh.
And yes, he continues to wear that every day, no matter if he works or not. He's all about consistency. He likes his shirts.
Just tell the truth.
Little Creek Homestead. I know somebody at Old Spots in there, I guess Arizona. Yeah, Blake and Amy, email him. He don't mind talking to people and giving out. He said that they wanted your information. Just email us, and because he won't give it out on live, but if you email him, and he'll talk to you.
I've got old spots out. I got some pigs off of them.
Good night, getting started. Getting ready to go to bed.
Tell her she's in
Let's
the
say hello,
thumbnail.
and then goodbye.
Who did that?
Getting started on Homestead, so I'm getting ready to go to bed, but hello, and then goodbye. Geeky just posted it. It's homesteadingthehighway@gmail.com.
The pigs in the thumbnail on this video are half spot.
The pigs in the thumbnail on this video are half spot. Yes, he still has the same number, just new phone.
The only thing that was wrong with the other one, it wouldn't charge.
Yeah, it broke a piece on the charger.
And it won't deal when you got there. They could have transferred that mess over, they just wouldn't. They got tired of doing it. But I lost a bunch of phone numbers.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Same number, different phone. All we do is just get a new phone to transfer everything over, and then they wouldn't transfer the pictures and the contacts. They just didn't. Oh, still working on that kaleidoscope. We still working on the fence. Well, we didn't work on the fence today, but we're going to tomorrow, I guess.
I got the right plan.
Got the rye planted.
I got the hay
And they
baled.
got the hay baled. That was a big deal, getting that hay baled before we put the cows out there. And it took them 2 or 3 trips over 2 weeks to get it all done. And okay. All right. Well, we're gonna jump off here. Y'all have a good weekend. Goodbye, everybody. Happy birthday, Gordon, and your wife. He didn't ever say her name. Happy birthday, Black Sheep. And anybody else who happens to be up here having a birthday soon.
Those are a rare treat for y'all.
Little
There's
Creek.
a picture of me when I was a baby.
Yep, that's baby Chris. See how little he was? That's his grandma. Behind a rose bush. See? Y'all see he's a little Chris. Alright, good night, Little Creek. Good night, Geeky. Everybody. We still got 13 people in here. I don't know who all's left. But if you want to get up with Chris, the email is up. Geeky's put it up several times in the live. Homesteadingthehighway@gmail.com. Email him, tell him what's going on. If you have his number, still the same number, just new phone. He doesn't have yours. So just if you've been calling him, call him. And he doesn't have a problem. He talks to YouTubers all the time. He loves it, helping people out. Anybody?
After we got any fan friends and stuff, I ain't giving my phone number out on live.
Yeah, it's just not safe to give that on a live. And, too personal information, people will be scamming you and stuff. So,
Well, that, you know, most, I have had people figure out it was in the Yellow Pages or on Google.
either way,
Most money owners ain't that smart.
okay. All right. Bye, y'all.